I've never been so afraid of my government and Republicans my entire life.
Just when you think things can't get any more crazy, they do.
Nobody believes anything that the Justice Department or the lack of Justice Department is basically putting forth.
Welcome back to the RV Odd Couple. My name is John.
And I'm Mercedes. And long story short, we found freedom, independence, and adventure by RVing full-time. And now we're building a community that loves God, family, and country here at Thunder Canyon Campground.
Shirts are in, guys. They're on their way. And thanks for the support. And as you know, over the past few months, I find a video that really moves me. And I bring it to Mercedes, my wife, and she looks at it. And usually when he's like, hey, honey, check out this great video that I just watched, it means, I'm going to find something that I really dislike, that I completely disagree with, that makes me really mad. And uncomfortable.
It makes me uncomfortable and it makes me hopeless.
And I've been not forcing her, but begging her to do a video so that we can warn other people, right? And this one I found this morning, early around 5:30 in the morning. I watched this and I was blown away by the way that this gentleman takes all this information over the past 4 years, puts it in a box, and ties a bow on it.
But I was really surprised, and I think you will too. And one thing I want you guys to know is that we're picking stuff that we really think would be helpful and that I would tell a family member or anybody that I really cared about.
Yeah, and I really believe in my heart that no one in this country has been hurt more by our federal government than the black family across America. No one.
And if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
And to hear this gentleman say from his heart what he believes really moved me. It made me excited. And please hang around to the end of the video. Watch what this man has to say beginning to end. It's only 6 or 7 minutes. But I challenge you guys to find in here where this guy is wrong.
A lot of you guys know my history that John and I are the odd couple because we're opposites. And for the first 10 years of our marriage, I think most of our ballots used to cancel one another out. And as things have gotten progressively worse and worse, and you just can't make this stuff up anymore, I've gotten to the place where I'm leaning more on his side. Don't let him know that though, right? Don't tell him. But I really challenge you to listen to this man as objectively as you possibly can and pick out one thing that you disagree with or that you don't think is true. Because what I have to tell you is that the way that this gentleman lays out, I think it was more the last 6 years or so.
Yeah.
And he lays out this headline and this headline and this headline and this headline. He wraps it all together. I'm almost suffering from political PTSD and I didn't even realize it, right? Because the headlines are so jarring and just when you barely wrap your brain around one thing, something else shows up. You know how the news cycle is, it's fast, right? But what he does is he masterfully paints this picture. Something immediately clicked and I was like, oh, that's what they're doing. And we just got to speak up and say something.
We got to say something. And at the end of the video, Mercedes and I want to share something with you. We said in the beginning that we've never been so afraid of our government and Republicans before in our lives. But at the same time, it's strange. It feels like something is shifting in this country and people are starting to stand up.
Oh my God. The madman actually did it. I'm shocked, flabbergasted, appalled even. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I remember we used to say that when he won the election. No, in this time, and today, year of our Lord 2023, I'm talking about Joe Biden actually sicking the DOJ on Donald Trump over the classified documents. Yes, you heard me right. Classified documents. Those same things that Joe Biden had in his garage next to Hunter's stash of blow. Crazy, right? Well, maybe not so much if you understand where I'm coming from with this. Because I've said for a long time, Joe Biden is basically boxed in. He has no other choice but to go after Trump like this. And we're starting to see it now because, yeah, Joe Biden's running again. Right now, he's under fire because it appears that Congress, the GOP Congress, has actually done something, and they're investigating him right now over his Burisma Holdings quid pro quo deal. Crazy. What a time to be alive. Joe Biden is actually going to try to indict his political rival, Donald Trump, over classified documents, something that he himself was also found to have had done improperly holding and storing classified records, which are related to national security. It's crazy. I can't help but laugh because it seems like everything that they said Donald Trump was, Joe Biden has done that in spades. Ties to Russia when they first tried to get him out there with the first witch hunt. Well, they found nothing. We had that whole, the walls are closing in. Robert Mueller's got him. Nothing. Nada. Nothing. It was a nothing burger. But hey, apparently Joe Biden helped facilitate business deals between his son and the ex-mayor of Moscow's wife. Oh, whoopsie. Well, don't worry. Surely that'll get swept up, right? But then they came at him again with the quid pro quo with Ukraine. But don't you worry, because old Joey also had an answer to that, man. He was caught in 4K bragging about getting a prosecutor who is actually investigating Burisma Holdings. Yes, I know people like to make the distinction. Well, actually, he wasn't investigating Hunter Biden. He was actually fired for not investigating Hunter Biden. Wrong. Actually, he was investigating Burisma Holdings, which would have led them to find the shady business dealings of one of their board members, Hunter Biden. And Joe Biden is on camera saying, either fire the prosecutor or you're not getting the D money.
Or we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said, I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired.
And yes, I know, it's crazy, right? So, yeah, Ukrainian boogaloo, that's quid pro quo, but, they actually impeached Trump over that. Crazy. So that didn't stop him. Orange man strong. Orange man still resilient. So, needless to say, they tried to get him over J6. And you know what? They almost had us in the first half with that. That's the crazy thing about it, is J6 almost did us in. Never mind the fact that Joe Biden and actually Vice President Kamala Harris are on the record, not only encouraging the Summer of Love protests that occurred all that year, but also bailing out protesters who were engaged in what can only be, to use the left's affectionate term, stochastic terrorism. Are you seeing the picture right now? Trump is getting the short end of the stick for everything that Joe Biden does, everything that the establishment does. Because let's not forget, Hillary Clinton was investigated, and Comey even came out and admitted she did wrong when it came to her stored of classified information and working with State Department secrets on an unsecure email server. And her team even smashed phones. They used bleach spit, for crying out loud. And they said, while she did wrong, she was not under the impression that she made a mistake. Meanwhile, Trump, with the classified documents, has plenary declassification power. So again, you have to tell me how that works. It's baffling, because they're probably going to go after Trump with the Espionage Act. And the Espionage Act was put forth by Woodrow Wilson, and it was a tool used to basically castigate political opponents. Interesting. So we're going to see how well that works out for him, because that is a bold strategy. And I got to imagine that they're doing all of this now because Joe Biden knows if Trump gets in, he's done for. With this probe right now, with them looking into his shady dealings with Burisma, and with Trump having vowed that he's going to drain the swamp, this time for real, guys, don't worry, this time it's happening. And, with Joe Biden basically being on the table after having gone after him so many times. And again, it's not Joe Biden himself. It's whatever shadowy puppet or stick figure basically has their hand up his butt and is pumping him full of those nestic drugs. But, with him having made this personal, I imagine Joe Biden basically has no choice but to throw everything that he can at Donald Trump. Orange Man gets in. Orange Man he wasn't bad last term, but Orange Man will be bad for them this time. So they're going to muddy the waters. And conveniently enough, we all take our eyes off of the whistleblower that's going to basically blow the lid off of what Joe Biden's been up to. And it's funny because the FBI doesn't even want to unmask that whistleblower because they're afraid for the life of the whistleblower. And here I thought only Hillary Clinton was the one that had the monopoly on mafioso family gang violence. But Joe Biden, man, didn't know you had it in you, old pal. So yeah, the whistleblower who's going to blow the whistle on Joe Biden cannot have their identity revealed because the FBI is afraid of their life for blowing the whistle on Joe Biden and his family's business dealings with Burisma and the quid pro quo scandal that resulted in him getting $5 million. That 10% for the big guy. I hope you're paying attention right now. Because while we can laugh right now, trust me, I am laughing because this is, it's clown world. I gave up thinking that the world was serious a long time ago. So while we're laughing, understand, you're not prepared for the collapse. So, immediately. Because our faith in the institutions, it's gone. Nobody believes anything that the Justice Department or the lack of Justice Department is basically putting forth. The court system has been made, it's been made a complete joke. It's a farce. What precedes the collapse is a loss of faith in the institution. So you are there. So if you're not taking this very seriously, go out, maybe every week or so, for however many weeks it dies. Buy you an extra can of non-perishable food. Maybe buy you some good old canned meats, some canned vegetables. Be prepared.
So did you find anything you disagree with? Because I really don't want to agree with him, right? Because the picture he's painting is not good.
Oh, it's grim. We're looking at full-blown Marxism in our country. And guys, this is not new. This stuff has gone on throughout history. Everything that Joe Biden and the Democrats have said that the Trump and his family has been doing, they've been doing. Nothing has stuck to Trump. And this is not a vote for Trump, you guys.
This has been very jam-packed, so much so that I don't think we've had a chance to process each event and to really think about what it means for our country and for our personal lives. Mm-hmm. So the way that he's putting this together and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. It was
did,
crazy.
and I'm grateful it did. It's the first time I've ever brought Mercedes a video where she watched it for 7 or 8 minutes, and then I just sat and watched her watch her face. And when it was done, she said, "Oh my God, he's absolutely right." My brother and sister Christians are finding their voice. Mm-hmm. They're standing up. Together we can make a difference. Together we can stop these bastards from doing the damage that they're doing, not only to our society, but to our children, to the morals in our country. Guys, this is a spiritual war. We are going to win this with prayer, with love, with forgiveness, and with the truth. So in the morning when you wake up, put on the full armor of God, get yourself ready, and find your voice. We can no longer stand around and let our country go where it's going. We got to stop supporting these companies that are going after our kids.
Will you vote with your dollar?
And 90% of our population has no idea what is happening right now. And it's happened before multiple times. And every time it's happened, it ends in millions of people dying.
Yeah, history repeats itself.
History is simply repeating itself. I'm calling on all my brothers and sisters across America to stand up, put on the full armor of God every single morning, and tell the truth. Pray. Forgive these people, which is going to be one of the hardest things to do. And trust that in the end, God wins this battle. If you turn on the TV every day, all you're going to see is lies and deceit and cheating and stealing. God only is truth. And in the end, God wins this war, guys. So relax, take it easy, and we'll see you in the next video.
Woo! Bye, guys.